Please do not try what you're about to see at home. Well, there's your problem.
In this special series of MythBusters,
Almost too exciting.
the Dream Team tackles their dream themes.
It's scientific!
Testing myths about everything from electricity to pressure and gravity.
This one hurt a bit.
Shaking down the science of shockwaves, velocity, and impact. With crazy chemistry,
Oh my goodness.
far-out physics,
Fun for the whole family.
and insane explosions.
Is everybody okay?
Life's burning questions answered. On MythBusters, there's your problem. In this earth-shaking episode, the MythBusters dig deep
At 16 feet.
to uncover the truth behind ancient tech,
I think you're gonna get boom.
including leather cannons, drum alarms,
I'm just blown away.
and sound recording on pottery. Then it's game on as they get kitted up to test 3 sporting myths
There could be some blood.
from baseball,
Nice.
golf, and water skiing. First, could a leather cannon catapult a lethal blow? It's down to the bomb range to blast the myth on an explosive piece of history from the 17th century and an even more unexpected artifact.
Now, the myth that we're working on says that the Irish and the Swedish created a leather cannon. Now, this cannon is approximately the same size and fires approximately the same size ammunition as the leather cannons. So, we're going to fire this off, check the muzzle velocity, and use that as a yardstick against the ones that we want to build.
Meanwhile, the high-speed camera will measure the muzzle velocity on the scale board.
That will give us the cannonball's speed, which will form the benchmark for how well our Swedish and Irish cannons perform.
The period-accurate Parrot gun, packed with ounces of powder, is ready to deliver some hard and fast results.
Ben, gun is loaded.
All right, muzzle velocity test on your go. 3, 2, 1.
Good shot! That thing split it. Look at that.
Bullseye!
It is.
Nice shot.
And the all-important measure on muzzle velocity?
Oh, there it is.
Okay, I believe we have 389 miles per hour.
With a benchmark set, can the MythBusters build these mythical leather cannons and fly this ancient technology into the future? So here's the tech specs for an authentic 17th century all-leather Irish cannon. Paint on the glue, insert a 1-inch thick plug at the back end, roll the hide around a steel form,
Hopefully, this is going to be strong enough to withstand exploding black powder.
laminate enough layers to ensure a 1-inch thick barrel with a 5-inch diameter,
Is it just me, or does our badass cannon look more like a hot dog?
tie it off, and wait for it to dry.
It's not the prettiest thing, but I think it'll work.
Now, the myth is that the Irish made a cannon out of leather. Not quite sure why. Maybe it's all the materials they could find. Maybe they were actually innovating, and this is something lightweight and portable they could use in battle. I know, this could be ingenious.
Or the worst idea ever.
We have followed every historical reference that we could find, and voila, this is our leather cannon.
With the all-leather Irish cannon built by the book, Grant is going to give us the lowdown on the lightweight Swedish version. A hybrid of leather, copper, and iron bands. Let's hope they've read the instructions on this flat pack.
Now, in truth, there wasn't much leather in a Swedish leather cannon. In fact, it had a thin-walled copper tube for its barrel. It's a basic sawed-off leather cannon with a brass plug on the end. That was covered with several layers of canvas soaked in mastic. On top of that were 4 iron bands to reinforce it. Then more canvas and mastic.
Then paint another layer. That way it gets embedded. And when it hardens, it's gonna be very strong.
And finally, on the top was leather. Now, it was called a leather cannon, but in fact, it was a hybrid. It had a metal barrel. The important thing is that it was lightweight and mobile.
With these mythical cannons built to spec, the boys bring in the boom-making black powder.
All right, who ordered the super burrito with extra gunpowder?
Give me that.
So with a firm grip on the explosive potential involved, and all of the technical jargon,
Okay, where's the pokey stick?
the team lock and load. And our Swedish hybrid cannon is first in the firing line.
Pretty hard to predict what's gonna happen here. Okay, I can feel that in the powder. I think that we might have a pipe bomb.
What do you think about that aim?
I think it looks pretty good. Is it gonna fire the cannonball? I don't know. If it does work, how cool is that? If it doesn't, it just explodes, that's pretty cool too.
Okay, I'm gonna go hot. You ready?
I'm ready.
Fire in the hole!
This is Swedish cannon in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah!
Look at that, it worked.
Or did it?
It just completely blew out the back end.
Well, one-shot wonder.
It's not looking too good. But a quick assessment of the targets and the team are much more positive.
Hey, it did the job. Come
Yeah.
on, give it up for the Swedish cannon.
It didn't make it through the sandbags, but it did make it through the second barrel.
And the velocity result on this blast from the past gets even more interesting.
All right, that is crazy, but I am getting 667 feet per second, which is over 450 miles an hour.
That's 50 miles an hour faster than our parrot gun.
What?
And I've got to say, its performance was equal to or a little bit better than the all-metal cannon. It had a muzzle velocity that was higher. We only missed the X by that much. Minor problem, we blew out the breech. But bear in mind, this was our first attempt to make this type of cannon. So as far as a battlefield weapon, the Swedish cannon had superior maneuverability with very good accuracy. Unfortunately, longevity could be a problem.
And next up is the all-leather Irish cannon. Will it be bust or blast?
Oops. The wheels came off. Good sign.
So we've got 6 ounces of black powder,
All right, ready to load?
Black powder.
a 3-pound cannonball,
Ooh, that's nice and tight.
and a barrel that's 1 inch thick of leather. You add all that up, I think you're gonna get boom. All right, everybody clear muzzle from now on.
This whole idea of building a cannon out of leather, it's absurd. Run away!
We're loaded.
But I mean, if you're desperate and that's the only material you have available to you, I guess, sure, why not try it? But I mean, we know how powerful exploding black powder is.
Come on, Irish leather cannon.
All right, this is Irish leather cannon. Ready?
The fire in the hole!
In 3. My feeling is it's probably not gonna work. 2, 1. Whoa!
Nice!
Look what happened! Look where the cannonball is!
It's like 2 feet above it.
It was more dangerous to be behind this cannon than in front of the cannon.
Yep, it's pretty clear that the Irish cannon's tech specs may be best left in the past. Not only did the back end blow out, but it had a less than lethal leap of just 4 feet.
And what we were looking for this myth to be confirmed is very simple. Lethality.
Say the Irish were fighting leprechauns. It might be lethal.
Look at how far the cannonball went.
We tested the Parrot rifle and the Swedish leather cannon, and with the same size cannonball and same amount of gunpowder, they were able to launch the ball at 350 to 450 miles per hour. Now, as far as the Irish leather cannon goes, I can't call that lethal.
No.
With the best available information built to those specifications, this one is busted.
Next, did ancient Chinese cities really use ceramic drums to listen out for approaching armies? This myth dates back to 400 BCE and a philosopher who described an early warning system designed to protect walled cities against tunneling invaders. It comprised a system of sunken drums which could pick up vibrations from underground digging. By comparing the intensity of the sound at different locations, sentries could determine the direction of an incoming tunnel and intercept it. So now Carrie and Tori are hoping to catch their own perfect piece of pottery to test out this myth. Ancient texts show the drum size were 40 toe, That's equivalent to 200 liters.
41 inches.
41. Exactly 200 liters.
I think we found our pot.
So it's back to the workshop to build the drum.
All right, make sure you hold on to it.
And time for Carrie to get creative with the clippers. Carrie trims a goat hide down to a sleek, smooth surface for the drum head.
Excellent job shaving your gut.
That's followed by a half-hour soak so that it's ready for stretching. And then stitched into place onto the 200-liter pottery drum. One final shave,
Shaving the drum skin.
and this ancient technology is all tied up.
Get it till you can't do it anymore. Ooh, the tightest tap. I think this is gonna work great.
The test for this ancient drum alarm system is simple. Sink a 15-foot shaft and lower in the drum. 30 feet away, they'll swing their pick and see if the vibrations are detectable across 3 different underground locations. Luckily, they don't have to dig their own mine. Here's a pre-prepared one Adam and Jamie found earlier.
If you go to your left there into the room, you'll see this is our air shaft room here.
Wow.
It's about 55 feet to the top.
In these abandoned tunnels, they can simulate the sound of a besieging army using miners' tools of a chisel and pick.
Never been in a mine before, and it's actually just as cool as I was hoping. It's pretty amazing.
Meanwhile, 50 feet above, Carrie, Tori, and Grant supervise the city's defense sound shafts with the help of some slightly bigger tools.
No, I'm excited. I can't believe how easy it was to do all this. Or have somebody else do all this.
Yeah.
At 16 feet.
All right, we made it.
Yay!
Nice job.
Woo!
With a 16-foot open shaft, in goes the safety platform.
Yeah.
Yeah. You almost lost Carrie.
And out comes the geophone to monitor the performance of the ancient alarm.
Okay, I just gotta test out the geophone real quick.
The geophone will pick up seismic waves from even the smallest of underground tremors. Replace tremors with a tunneling army, and the geophones with drums, and you got yourself a myth.
So this is our control test, just to see if we can actually pick up Jamie's hammering from the hole with this sensitive equipment, and then we'll see if our drum can actually do the same.
Exactly. And ready.
Go.
I got something very faint. I think I might be able to pick it out. Carrie, did you hear anything?
I can't hear anything with my naked ear.
The experiment setup is spot on. Jamie's digging is out of earshot, but the geophone can detect faint tremors through the earth. But can our acoustic drum pick up enough vibrations for it to be heard by the human ear? Time to lower this ancient amplifier into its earthy socket. 50 feet away, Jamie and Tori are going to play the part of the tunneling Chinese army.
Striking in the same area. And 1.
They swing quickly into rhythm, aiming hefty blows at the hard rock.
4,
5.
6.
The mine shaft is mic'd, so Grant can clearly hear the pick's percussion. He'll keep an eye on Adam and Carrie, who will signal if they hear a drum beat.
10.
11.
Adam's in an auditory black hole, but Carrie seems to be picking up something.
18.
19.
20.
That's 20. Stand by for playback.
The geophone did record the sound, but only just.
So faint.
And our ancient acoustic drum?
It sounded like a really low hum, and then every time you hit it would go, as if somebody has just barely just going on the drum.
I can't believe that it worked. That's incredible.
I can't believe it either. I'm amazed.
We brought out all of this fancy instrumentation. I mean, look at Grant. He's completely wired up. Earphones, geophones, all that, microphones. The Chinese invasion alarms seem to work better. This is the most exciting part about this job, is when you walk in with all of these preconceived notions of failure, like, that's not gonna work. No, there's no way. I don't think one of us thought this was definitely gonna work. And then it does.
Okay, here is position number 2.
All right, maybe I can finally hear it.
We're in a new location. We're underneath the drum. Jamie's gonna strike the wall 20 times. You ready, Jamie?
Okay.
Everybody ready?
We are ready.
1, 2, 3.
Grant listens into the tunnel mic and counts off each blow of the pickaxe.
8, 9, 10.
Okay, that's 20.
Did you hear anything? No, I don't think I did either.
So the invasion alarm seems to have a blind spot, or rather, deaf spot, directly below it. For test number 3, Jamie and Tori move even further away from the drum, at a distance well over 100 feet away and 50 feet below.
Okay, I can hear them. The mic's set.
And 1.
Busting this myth can be backbreaking work.
9, 10.
Okay, that's 20.
Nothing.
I was watching your finger.
Yeah, nothing. I didn't hear anything on that one.
I was watching her finger.
I did.
You did?
She did.
The only time I couldn't hear it was when your jacket shuffled a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I
I
was
had my
over
thumb
there.
like this, and every time I heard it, I went.
Yeah.
And you were nailing it?
Oh, yeah. She was nailing it. I was watching her.
I heard it.
Wow.
That's far.
I can't believe we heard it. I mean, that's amazing.
No army's gonna tunnel 100 feet down before they start coming towards the city wall. So I'm thinking that this scenario is a lot more likely that they'd just be that far out, but that's really far to hear it.
Nice experiment, nice design, good rig. I'm just blown away.
After some serious work, it's time to break the news to our underground army.
I couldn't hear a goddamn thing, but Carrie's up
surprise
here
there.
with the cone, and Grant is counting off the hits, and Carrie's not looking at him, and she's matching him perfectly hit for hit.
Oh, it was beautiful.
I love it when a plan comes together.
It's a great result for this ancient acoustic technology. And even more surprising that the sophisticated modern geophone received a smaller sound signal than the historical homemade drum, making this one plausible piece of percussion. Next, can ancient pottery hold a record of ancient sounds?
So this myth first came to our attention on the internet. Scientists were playing back sounds inadvertently recorded onto ancient pottery. Sounds pretty crazy, doesn't it?
Sure does. The theory is that in ancient times, a potter was working away when there was a noise close by. The force of the sound waves made an imprint like record grooves in the fresh clay. Fast forward to today, and we can play back these sounds from the past using modern technology. So with the pottery supplies sorted, it's time to press into the past of this archaic acoustics myth. To recreate a likely ancient scenario, they'll make a drum, then rest a stylus on top of it that's touching a wet clay pot spinning on a wheel. Next, they'll make some noise and see if the straw stylus etches the sound into the clay. First, Carrie and Tori attempt to make some pots from scratch. After a bumpy start, have they managed to mold and shape sound-trapping pottery technology with just their bare hands? Putting their recording clay to one side, Carrie takes her primal pottery skills up a notch and makes a drum from earthenware pots and animal skin for the straw stylus to rest on.
Well, hopefully this will work like a drum and vibrate with sound, and the stylus will make sort of a zigzaggy line into my recording clay.
With their freshly made, unfired pot on the wheel, they stand the drum next to it and place the straw stylus on top. Tori does a sound check.
Look at that. Look how
Yeah.
much it vibrates when I do that.
Just as the Chinese drum transmitted the vibrations of an approaching army, this drum carries Tori's voice.
Let's get ready to record.
His vibrations cause the tip of the straw to quiver.
All right, ready?
In 3, 2, 1.
Pottery record!
see little frequencies, maybe?
They look for a sign in line that Tori's magnificent tenor-like tone has left an imprint.
Definitely, look at this.
Yeah, I can see it. It's actually all through here. It looks almost like a braid.
Has Tori's voice been trapped in a moment of time? The pots will need to dry out before they tap into this ancient album of sound. So Grant gets to work on building his own retro and reliable playback system, which they can use to test the clay pots.
Basically what it consists of is the tone arm from a record player, and you connect that to an amplifier. But if we drag that needle across any pottery, it's probably going to destroy that. But there's a way around that, and that is to make a glass stylus.
So time to smash some glass. Heat it up and string it out.
Once that cools, you can break it off, and you have a perfect thread of glass. Heat it up and make a little ball in the end, and you glue it right onto your record player stylus.
Then hook it up to an amp.
That's the sound of my fingerprint. All right. Now all we need are some pots with some sounds on them.
With the now dried pots on the wheel and Grant's glass stylus in a groove, the team are all ears. As the pot rotates, they can clearly hear the stylus scraping as it moves over the surface of the clay, but nothing else.
Go to this one, because this is a good groove here.
Until...
What? That's creepy sounding. What is that voice?
As Grant puts the glass stylus onto this pottery, you can hear almost a ghostly voice.
I'm hearing something. It sounds like some demon-possessed thing.
I had to stop, okay.
It's giving me chills.
Okay.
But there's definitely something there.
There's definitely something there. It's not just static.
Ghosts of the past, perhaps?
There was some noticeable recording there that repeated, and it wasn't static. So my feeling is it's not your best way to record sound, but it's possible.
Time for one last dig into this archaic acoustics myth. But it's going to take some high-tech sound gear to really dust off the dirt on this one. So with their pottery sounds now on tape, the trio head to an expert sound engineer with expert audio gear. Albert is able to take out the snap, crackle, and pop with his high-tech sound restoration tools.
I mean, already you can hear a difference. You know,
Yeah.
It's gotten rid of all that crazy static.
And now if I reduce it, we have something better here.
Wow.
Let me increase the sound. What do you think?
Yeah, it sounds like it's just scraping along the pottery.
The sound is so clear, it's positively sparkling.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I'm
this
getting
is
excited. Our good pot might actually have something.
Yeah.
Everyone is all ears for any comprehensible words.
I had some fairly high hopes because we did have something that sounds like an audio signal on our pot.
No, no pottery record.
An unexplained squeak? Yes. But an easily distinguishable human voice? No.
All we heard was,
Seems as a recording medium, clay just doesn't cut it. Yep, this one's busted. With ancient tech demystified,
What?
that is crazy.
let's put the past behind us and dive into 3 myths about the science of sport. First, can a water skier be pulled by a team of rowers?
Skiing behind a rowing 8. Now, that's an 8-person rowing shell. The question is, can we get up on a plane with water skis behind a boat like that?
Born from locker room legend, Stanford University's rowing team have confidently agreed to test this myth of human horsepower, speed, and surge synchronization.
Have you heard the myth about water skiers being pulled behind these boats?
Yeah, I think it's urban legend, but we're out to prove them wrong.
You think it can happen?
Hello, man. These guys got legs like steel and arms like pipes. I think they can do it.
They're so in sync, and there's so much testosterone flowing on those boats. You can just feel it. and, you know, we give them a real challenge, like get this guy up out of the water, they're going to be, you know, just scrambling for it. It's going to be fun to watch.
With a full crew of 8 on board, these carbon fiber rocket ships weigh nearly a ton. But here's the problem. The acceleration is nothing like a motorboat. It surges and sinks with every stroke. Just like an airplane needs velocity for its wings to enable takeoff, Jamie needs velocity to create lift under his skis.
Sam, stay focused.
At 40 strokes a minute, going fast, they'll generate a boat speed of about 15 miles an hour. Skiing is normally done at 20 or more. But these velocity variables are not deterring Coach Craig in the slightest.
With the expert crew that MythBusters has provided, I believe that there's no way we can fail.
Yeah, did we mention Jamie will be our water skier? And those legs have never been in skis before. So it's up to pro skier Willie to show him the ropes.
Jamie, move on and out on the boom.
Or in the case of a beginner, the boom.
When the boat pulls, keep your shoulders back. Don't let them come forward. Ready? Yeah. Made the mistake in bending his arms. He got to keep his arms straight. Arms straight? Yeah. Keep them straight. Slowly stand up. Okay. Get your shoulders up, Jamie. Stand tall. Get your shoulders up.
The wider skis give Jamie a larger surface area for greater vertical force, or lift. And at 20 miles an hour, the water feels solid. But what happens when Willie drops down to a rowing speed of 15 miles an hour?
Good.
Even at a lower velocity, Jamie can create enough downward force to push the board's mass upwards against gravity, allowing the board to ski across the water. And turns out he's just as good on the end of a rope. So back at the rowing sheds, it's time to rig up to some human horsepower. But these fragile rowing shells don't come standard with ski accessories. So the MythBusters have to attach Jamie's rope without tearing a hole in the boat.
I reckon if we run a line of thin, like high-strength cord to each one of these outriggers times 8, that's more than enough distributed load across the whole boat, and you ought to be able to water ski all day behind it.
All day, huh?
It's only your thighs that are going to give out, buddy.
By distributing the load over the 8 riggers, Adam will minimize the strain on the boat and the rowers.
For the most part, these guys won't even be able to see this rig. It won't affect their rowing at all. $30,000 per boat. We don't want to put a nick in the darn thing.
That's the ski rope taken care of. But that's the easy part. The bare minimum speed required to pull Jamie out of the water is 10 miles an hour. In a race, a crew can reach 15, but Jamie's drag is sure to slow them down. And with each powerful stroke will be a surge, pulling Jamie off balance. Coach Craig has a strategy.
You're going to have to just be the lock-on guy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just withstand the herky-jerky. It's going to whip you.
Yeah, I know. I've got to dampen it.
Remember, for Jamie and Adam, this is just another myth. But for Stanford, it's a matter of honor.
And just sit up. Don't think length. Think connection of hips and straight arm cable and draw. Let's have the boat just tug them a little bit.
Suddenly, Jamie's being dragged into something bigger than he realized. It's too late for second thoughts. This is about sporting glory, a chance to make history. And Coach isn't hearing any excuses.
Explanations did not get the man on the moon, and it will not get this MythBuster out of the water. Okay? This is Apollo 13, baby. In Houston, we don't have a problem. Get ready. Attention. Go! Go! Quicker! Wait up! Ho! Ho! Hey! Hey! Stop blowing! If you're not pulling, stop! Jiminy Jack Christmas. These guys are still rolling.
With the sheer speed of the Stanford rowers in front of him, if Jamie can get in sync with the surge, he might just be in with a sporting chance.
Jamie, man, that was beautiful.
It was working.
You think you can get it going?
It's just in a state of constant, almost out of the water.
Right.
It's the hardest thing that a skier can do, I think.
Well, you think you're good for another go?
Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
Nice lock on, big dog. That was all you. That was all you. We got to be quicker with the second stroke or longer with the first stroke.
It's just going to be up to me to maintain it, I think.
Sam, same thing that you guys just did.
So Jamie Big Dog Heineman prepares to battle the surge again. The guys in the engine room have proved they've got the muscle to get him up, so he can't let them down.
Attention! Go! Stay up. Come on, dog. Stay up. Come on, big dog. Stay up. Yeah! Go! Bring it up! Bring it up, boys! Jeez, we had him.
It's close, but these Stanford guys won't settle for near enough. Sorry, Jamie, failure is not an option for this sporting myth.
That was... Now, what do we got to do to keep you up?
Well, Power Zero is having trouble dealing with the surginess.
Try and put the weight back when that surge hits you, so you got a little more hip and power into it, because it's going to surge.
Yeah, that wasn't bad for the first 2 runs, though.
No, well, we ain't done yet. We're pulling your ass out. You're going to be doing this thing without a wetsuit and the beret and glasses on if I can have my way. Bring it up, guys. Let's pull this boy out of the water.
Mighty, man, that was twice as good as last time. You think you can do it twice as good as that?
I'll keep trying.
Just need like a good 30-second run.
Yep.
Come to the spear. Come to the spear.
This is the third and final attempt. Coach can smell something special in the air.
You're not giving in at all. Just stay tough, all right? Yeah. Stay tough. They're enjoying it. It's like you guys are right on the cusp of both meeting together on a higher plane. Looks good. I want you to put him on a ride that he won't forget. So once you get him up, keep him up and let's get his skin tone a little bit fearful, a little white. Let's scare him. Jam! Jam on it. Let's do something that's never been done. Here we go. Attention! Go!
He's up, and he's skiing.
Nicely done, Jamie! Yeah! Keep it going, big dogs! Keep it going, big dogs! Send that boat! Send that boat! Send that boat!
The man, the myth, the legend. Big Dog and the Stanford rowers have done it with a 40-second run on the board.
Nice job, big dog! Yeah, guys! Yeah! Nice job!
Baby, that was beautiful.
It worked.
I'm pleased as punch. That worked better than I'd ever hoped for. The fact that I could do this says that it ain't as ridiculous at all as we thought. Yeah, it was a workout. I was breathing hard after that. It's like, whoa, whoa.
Good job.
Stanford's finest have prevailed and proved this strange sporting myth really is possible.
Never underestimate young, strong MythBusters.
Next, does sliding into base slow you down or speed you up?
All right, this baseball myth is all about the slide.
The what?
Do you watch any sporting events?
Yeah, robot combat. It's a sport.
Right. Well, you know in baseball when you see a guy run to the base and he slides into it?
Oh, yes, I have seen that. But wouldn't it be faster just to run?
Well, that's the myth. A lot of people think that on bases that you can't overrun, that it's faster to slide into them.
I got the perfect thing to time that. It's accurate down to the millisecond. I can start it when we leave one base and stop it when we tag the next.
Cool.
All right. Let's ask Jamie and see if he wants to play.
Welcome to the field, the MB All-Stars, as they match up for the science behind the slide. Will it be all show and no go? Perhaps. A slight problem, none of them can slide. Luckily, Coach Ed has kindly agreed to take on these raw recruits.
I'm going to teach you on the grass so we can minimize the injuries we might have today by the end of the day. All right?
So you're planning on some injuries?
There could be some blood.
Coach Ed spent 11 years in the Major League, but busting this baseball myth with our little leaguers here might just be his toughest match yet. He's really got his work cut out for him.
You want to try to take the brunt of the slide on the outside of your shin here, all right? And then on our butt. We don't want to jam our knee into the ground, and we don't want to get our feet way in the air.
Now, as we know, MythBusters often fly by the seat of their pants. So you might think they'd be naturals at this.
Get the hands up.
But you'd be wrong.
I can make a robot to do it.
In order to test this myth, we're gonna have to be able to slide correctly. So I say we give it a few more minutes, maybe a few more hours till we get it down right. Once we get the slide down right, then we can start testing this myth.
Eventually, the guys' slides start to look more technique and less train wreck.
All right, well, I think you guys have shown enough improvement that we're going to move on to the the dirt over here.
Blood alley.
It's time to get Grant's timing rig up to speed.
So the timer is going to have millisecond resolution. There's one switch to start the sequence. And what you'll do is have your foot on this, and the second you leave, it'll start the timer. There'll be a second switch here that goes to a latching relay, and this is going to be on the bag. So when you come up and hit the bag, and it'll freeze the timer wherever it is.
Pre-match predictions?
My feeling is running to the bag, decelerating, and staying on it is going to be faster, but I could be very wrong.
Let's find out. On the first attempt, Tori will run and try to stop dead on the bag.
Ready when you are.
The instant Tori's foot leaves the switch, the timer starts. In his head, he's trying to beat a ball that's flying in from the outfield.
I'm still on. I'm still touching. What was my time?
3.624.
Pretty sure I was safe.
Tori struggled to stop his momentum.
You get going that fast, it's hard to stop. I mean, a lot of mass to go, you're stopped dead on that target.
This time, he's going to slide into base. Can he beat 3.6 seconds? Or will his friction bring restriction?
Whoops.
Nice.
Did I stop it?
Nice, you sure did.
Okay, good. Hey, what was my time?
3.572.
By sliding, Tori shaved 0.05 of a second off his previous time. It's not much, but it could be the difference between safe and out. A few battle scars, but Coach Ed is happy.
That was a really good slide. He did a great job there. He went as fast as he could, and he did a really good job of keeping his feet going and sliding right hard into the bag.
Time for the other two All-Stars to do their dashes.
Nice. 4.076.
And let their hip bones slip.
It's 100 milliseconds, a tenth of a second faster.
I actually thought that was probably your best slide of the day. And that's a good, hard slide right there.
4.13 seconds. Wow, that looked like it hurt. You beat your time. 3.93 seconds.
When the dust settles, the results seem to match Tori's. On test one, the guys each had to slow their speed at the last second in order to run upright and not overrun the base. But on the second run, they actually accelerated into the slide, and that last second speeding up shaved milliseconds off their time.
I'm wondering if diving is faster than sliding. And I think you've got some diving technique, don't you?
I don't know. I feel like we've contested this thoroughly. I don't think we need to do the dive.
We want to see you do the dive.
Come on, Tori. You got to take one for the team. Coach Ed offers some words of support.
This is your last one, so you might as well leave it all on the field.
I love your attitude. Hey, leave it all on the field. My blood, my teeth, maybe some bones.
Tori digs deep and eats dirt.
Where's my time?
3.626. Sad to say.
Wow.
Slower than the slide, slower than the run.
And more painful.
All right.
Look at that. Oh, dang. You know, this myth is looking confirmed. It looks like it is faster to slide into a bag than it is to slow down and stop on it.
That's what all the data says.
Yep, the numbers don't lie. So, myth confirmed, huh?
Confirmed.
Confirmed.
Next, can an underground explosion sink a pot in this movie-inspired myth?
Okay, our last myth has to do with gophers, explosions, and putting.
You're talking about the final scene in Caddyshack. I love that movie.
Precisely, the American classic. Let me set the scene for you. It's my favorite part. Okay, the greenskeeper's going mad trying to catch a gopher he just can't get. So he decides he's going to exterminate him with C4. He puts C4 down each of the gopher holes and gets ready to blow him to smithereens.
But before he pushes the button, 50 yards away, there's a golfer trying to make the winning putt. He hits the ball, but it catches just on the edge of the cup.
And then the groundskeeper sets off the explosions with big bursts of fire, destroys half the golf course, and sinks the winning putt.
It's a great gopher golf scene from the classic Caddyshack film, where you get two movie myths for the price of one. Firstly, will C4 really explode into great balls of fire? And second, will the resulting shockwave be enough to knock a teetering ball into the hole? As a golf course substitute, the team has found a field perfect for their experiment. And with the gophers all gone, these burrows are now safe for blasting.
Here's our golf course.
Not for long. Yeah.
Sweet. We're at Riversdale Ranch. It's a huge field. It kind of looks like a golf course. There's tons of gopher holes, and they've agreed to let us blow it up with C4. How great is that?
Gopher hole.
Sure enough, the ground is riddled with the telltale signs of gophers.
Oh my God, this thing had so many gophers.
This field is perfect.
And remember, this is a gopher ghost town. They left long ago.
For this golf myth, we have two things to test. They come from the last scene in Caddyshack, which is an American icon, if you ask me. First of all, can C4 create the kind of explosions that they have happening in that last golf scene? And secondly, can the ground shake enough to drop that golf ball teetering on the edge of the hole into the hole?
So 50 yards that way.
Yep.
All right.
From closely watching the movie, they've calculated that it was about 50 yards from the explosive's detonation point to the golf ball.
50, right? There.
So they make a hole the same distance away and teeter a ball right on the lip.
Nobody breathe.
And that just leaves the explosives to send out the shockwaves. Oh, look who's just blown in.
Well, hello. How are ya?
Good. Did you bring us the good stuff?
I brought the really good stuff for today.
Balls of C4 are delicately placed inside a series of gopher holes that will send out the shockwaves to the golf ball. And Frank's placing so much that Grant's very confident.
Seeing the amount of C4 that we have out in this field, I think it's probably a 50-50 chance of the ball not going in the cup, but actually flying over the cup and across the field. That's a lot of C4 out there. I'm expecting a big boom.
A big fiery boom. But is it big enough to sink the putt?
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Oh my God!
That was awesome!
The boom sure was a blast. But part one of the myth is already up in smoke.
The main difference between the explosion that we saw with real C4 in real gopher holes and what you see in the movie is an element of fire. And what we saw is just a blast of dirt going straight up.
In other words, the movie Fireball was a fake. But were the shockwaves enough to sink the putt? Or sink this myth?
Hey, look at the size of these holes.
I think this might be actually a very effective gopher extermination method.
This is an effective golf course extermination
Yeah,
method.
no kidding, man.
There's a crater.
And with blast holes this big, the myth might actually be in with a sporting chance.
Great
Explosion.
Oh, it didn't go in the hole.
You know what? That's not surprising. I mean, that was a cool explosion, but the shockwave wasn't enough to knock it in.
I really thought it would.
So where does that leave their Caddyshack recreation?
So that's negative on the golf ball, negative on the explosion.
So this one's busted.
Busted.
But as in Hollywood, if you at first fail, then just fake it.
Any way you look at this one, it's busted. But we're not done yet. We want to replicate the explosions that they had in Caddyshack. And Frank has got something special for us. Real special.
Yep, Frank has something guaranteed to get that Hollywood-inspired fireball. Gasoline.
Those varmints aren't gonna know what hit them.
He places the containers in a line along an abandoned burrow. And with the stage set, the team can't wait to be entertained.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. 3, 2, 1. Boom, boom.
That's what you expect to see.
In true MythBusters style, they get the boom they've been waiting for. They may not have achieved what they set out to do, but just like in the movies, they've all learned a valuable lesson.
You know what? We showed that this one is totally busted, and we got a beautiful explosion at the same time.
And we showed how exciting golf can really be.
It is exciting without explosion.
Sure it is.
It's not.